Center referee is Atahan Yaya. The assistant referees are Bruno Rizzo and Eric Del Rosario Gandara. Fourth official is Emmy Alonso. And now here's the starting 11 for the visiting Sacramento Republic FC.
Nearly 5 months ago, these two teams met up in the season opener. A lot has changed since then, but both still trying to fight for their rightful spot near the top to be one of the best in the West. It's Sacramento Republic FC paying a visit to FC Tulsa. Hi fans, alongside of Dylan Rivera, I'm Josh Haley. Glad to have you with us tonight from One Oak Field. You know, these two teams, they're both trying to fight their way back up there amongst the top in the West.
Well, it feels like, yes, it's been a long time since they saw each other from that opening, but Sacramento was here not too long ago. Had to reschedule this match to tonight, but they've been looking forward to playing each other all season. I know that because these are two top defenses in the league. 16 goals allowed for FC Tulsa, 15 goals allowed for Sacramento, right next to each other in the standings. 4th and 5th. Sacramento just edging out FC Tulsa. So this match has a lot riding on it. You want to win this match, get a crucial 3 points today.
Let's go back to that early March season opening matchup and show you what happened.
Sacramento Republic gets 2 goals here, and the first one came from a free kick that's quickly moved out to the wing and then whipped in, and that's Freddie Kleeman that comes flying in, gets a header to it, and then Kyle Edwards gets the second goal. This is a quick transition. He's able to tuck it into that bottom right corner. Last match, though, FC Tulsa, you're starting to see some of that attacking acumen really click into place, and Logan Dorsey got that shot from range in the 13th minute, hoping that same sort of magic takes the road trip from Pittsburgh all the way back here home.
Yeah, FC Tulsa's got some good feelings going on. Both of these do. Unbeaten in their last 3 matches. What will give tonight? Sacramento Republic and FC Tulsa when we come back to One Oak Field.
You can feel it. In steady hands, in quiet rooms, in every, you're going to be okay. A beat shaped by 100 years of showing up in heart, brain, and trauma care. A place where advanced medicine meets the human heart. Because care isn't just a calling here. It's a promise we've kept for generations. Then, now, always. Ascension St. John.
Drive your career forward at the all-new Bill Knight Ford Pro Elite Commercial Sales and Service Center in Tulsa. Apply today.
Oklahoma Career Tech. It's where confidence is built.
It's more than just practice. It's developing the skills to build a successful future.
We're doing work that matters.
To more than just us.
So, when a family needs me,
When my community needs me,
When Oklahoma needs me,
I'll be ready.
What does it take to safely transport 1/3 of America's natural gas? To meet the ever-growing energy demands of revolutionary technologies? To cleanly, reliably, and affordably power the world? It takes experience. 117 years worth. Experience that helps society move towards brave new horizons in technology and innovation that continues powering the future of our nation and the globe. Experience powers us.
Today's match is brought to you by Bank of Oklahoma, your local full-service bank. And by Williams, we make clean energy happen. By Tulsa Spine and Rehab. Tulsa Spine and Rehab, a team of specialists in one place, delivering lasting pain relief. Time now to take a look at the starting lineups for both sides. First, for the home Scissor Tails, and Dylan Rivera in this formation for Luke Spencer. It's the same as it was on Wednesday in that win at Pittsburgh.
Yeah, no changes, which is kind of odd. You're kind of becoming accustomed to seeing changes with the FC Tulsa lineup with so many injuries and so many guys in and out, but starting to feel a little bit comfortable with this group. Expect a good defensive performance in that 3-4-3. Those wing backs will get back defensively in a hurry, but transition moments, you're going to have to capitalize here tonight.
Let's take a look at how things look for Sacramento Republic FC and head coach Neil Collins.
Memo Rodriguez at the top of the formation there. He's your guy to watch. I said that last time when we had Sacramento Republic here, but we didn't get to see Memo Rodriguez. Well, this time around he comes in with a 3-assist match in the previous outing. So definitely the main engine for this Sacramento club. It'll be interesting to see how well he fares against this FC Tulsa back line.
Better to give than receive, so they say, and Rodriguez clearly got that memo. Yeah, it was an impressive performance, to say the least, and overall coming off a 5-0 win. So these two teams both unbeaten in their last 3 matches, and as you alluded to, it was just over a month ago, Dylan, where Sacramento Republic was here. The two teams were warmed up. We had a soccer ball at midfield. We were ready to kick off, and then some kind of a storm blew in, and it was some kind. And after a near 3-hour weather delay, they finally just had to call it. But we knew that it would happen at least sooner or later, and here's match 2 of 3 in the regular season between these two teams, and a matchup that we could very well be looking back at here in a couple of months saying that was the one. That was the one that helped decide whether we're at the top or not, or perhaps whether or not we're hosting a playoff game.
Yeah, Sacramento got to see what Oklahoma is all about on July 4th when that storm came rolling in. You never know what it's going to be like weather-wise in this state, and the FC Tulsa guys, I'm sure, are starting to become accustomed to that. But, yeah, this is certainly a match that can really make the playoff picture come into view, because 4th and 5th in the standings, as I said at the top of our broadcast here, separated by only the 1 goal allowed, and the record is the same, the points are the same. You could see either one of these teams really start to grab a hold of the standings and of the race to host playoff games right here tonight.
Yeah, indeed. And as you mentioned, FC Tulsa with the same starting lineup, the first time we were told since April that they had back-to-back matches with the same starting 11, and that's one piece of the puzzle right there. Joel Sangwa, you see, who has played really well since signing a 25-day contract.
And a little comfortability as well for Sacramento. Only one change to their starting 11 from the Jacksonville match from just the other night. Pep Casas goes to the bench, and inserting Danny Crisostomo. I got to make sure I get that right. Crisostomo. He gets the start here tonight, but otherwise 10 guys that started the Jacksonville match.
Speaking of Danny Crisostomo, Plays it back, curled in towards back post, headed on, and a diving save by Dane Jacoman. Oh, that's top level.
Yeah, Jacoman had to stretch out for that one, and he is a guy that has really become accustomed to making incredible saves. Shouldn't have to. The back line has to be sharper there on that backside. I couldn't quite see who it was that had let his man get open on the back post, but enough to get his head to it and get it across goal, and nearly got the second opportunity there as well for Malongo.
Lee Desmond, who started all 17 matches now in championship play with that header, and Dane Jacoman up to the challenge. FC Tulsa entering tonight's match. Their longest in club history shutout streak in the regular season, 300 minutes without conceding a goal. And it takes some great goalkeeping here early to make sure that that streak stays alive, at least for the time being. FC Tulsa staying in possession. Ian, good ball on the ground to Sparks. Bailey Sparks able to stay with it. Now Weber looking to have a chip. Turned over. Clean takeaway on the sideline. Referee letting them play on, saying not enough there.
You like to see that level of aggressiveness this early in the match. FC Tulsa willing to come out and set the tone.
Here's Weber, so dangerous in the counter. Nothing there as well.
Weber went down hard, and he's up a little gimpy. Hopefully nothing too bothersome for him. There's been a lot of injuries on this FC Tulsa roster, as I mentioned earlier, and Weber would be one that you'd certainly hope can stay out on the pitch every single match.
There's an invisible wall on that far sideline. Somehow ball refusing to go out, and now it's cleared away for a goal kick. Let's take a look at our keys to the match tonight, presented by Case & Associates FC Tulsa.
Obviously, the first one, taking chances. This is going to be a defensive battle. At least that's what we expect between these two squads. They're both really strong defensively. You have to take chances. You have to make chances. That final third, you have to be aggressive and be brave. Winning the physical battle, we've already seen them start to set the tone here early. You like to see that if you're head coach Luke Spencer. Make sure you keep that physicality up for all 90 minutes. Then be patient with the ball. There's been times where you've seen FC Tulsa rush into decisions and really get themselves in trouble. Quick turnovers result in goals for the opponent. Got to make sure you're really taking your time to read the defense, having a full wherewithal about you of where everybody is, not just on your team but on the opponent, and being able to really reflect on where the right spot to play the ball is. And so far, FC Tulsa's been handling possession for these first 5 minutes, and that's something they don't often do.
Yeah, the team more than comfortable with playing without possession. It's been the dominating storyline, especially in the first half in the last couple of home matches particularly.
They're certainly comfortable playing this way. I mean, obviously, having the record you have, being fifth in the standings of the Western Conference, that doesn't happen unless you find something that works for you. And for Luke Spencer, that recipe is defensive, 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 and then we'll sprint out the other way, link up quickly through Jamie Weber or whoever else in attack, and create our chances in the counter-attacking moments in transition. And FC Tulsa going to have to pick their spots wisely here today, and going to have to, as I said, be effective when they have those chances, because against this Sacramento defense, they're probably not going to come too often.
Yeah, not an easy task. Only 2 goals conceded over the last 3 matches for Sacramento. But, of course, as mentioned, for FC Tulsa, 3 in a row shutting out the opponent. And the offsides flag is up on Jamie Weber. We'll check that rather on Ordonez. Well, Neil Collins has done a terrific job with this Sac Republic team and, of course, has them in position, as mentioned, tied with FC Tulsa for 4th place in the West. And they kind of set a tone early on this season with that win over the defending Western Conference champs 2-0 on the West Coast. Yeah, but it has to feel good about where his team's at right now.
That match was a hard-fought first half from the two sides. A good start to this season for Sacramento Republic, because the second half you got to see them really settle in and get comfortable with what they wanted to do. Scored 2 goals in 15 minutes that we showed at the top of the broadcast, and FC Tulsa ends up making the trip home with a loss, and certainly want to right that wrong here tonight on your home turf.
That's the type of pressure that FC Tulsa likes to apply to create chances. Good ball played forward in the box. A touch. Jacoman somehow smothers it with no rebound. Boy, such a tight window to try to fit that ball into amongst multiple defenders. And Jacoman comes out and closes things down yet again.
Twice here early, he's had his number called, and certainly he'd like to be able to relax at that end of the field, but has been called on early and has been up to the task.
Let's take another look.
A beautiful ball played, by the way. That pass was excellent, and Tyler Wolf, who had a hat trick in the last match, he's in good form. Has to feel comfortable seeing the keeper in a one-on-one scenario, even from that angle, and Jacoman able to just squash it and sit down on the ball.
Yeah, terrific ball played forward by Jack Gurr, who's got 2 assists so far in championship play. And he and Tyler Wolf, former teammates with Atlanta United, so they know each other well. And there's a level of chemistry there. And Logan Dorsey, the man who scored the goal at Pittsburgh. That kind of, you know, this has already been a guy that's made a splash in his short time with FC Tulsa, but you go and get the lone goal on the road against the team that beat you for the championship a season ago. That's a way to surely make the home crowd fall in love with you.
Absolutely. I had friends in the parking lot stopping me and saying, I'm so glad we beat Pittsburgh. I mean, the emotions that were left behind from last fall here in Tulsa, everybody felt this sort of almost despair about how the season ended. They were happy to see FC Tulsa get to the final, but obviously eyes set on so much more. And being able to go to Pittsburgh and get that victory, I think, settled well in the hearts of many FC Tulsa fans.
Yeah, that one just felt personal for both sides, really. That hit first time, but of little challenge for Dane Jacoman compared to a couple of moments that he's had already early in this match. Keep in mind, FC Tulsa's only allowed 1 goal in the opening 15 minutes in this entire championship campaign, which this is match 17 now, and the offsides flag goes up. AR was all over it. There's the head coach, second-year man Luke Spencer. Can imagine pregame pep talk was like going into last Wednesday's match.
I think there was no doubt about it that there was a conversation about last year and how it finished, and bringing a fire to their facility and bringing that energy up the road to Pittsburgh and making sure that you get the job done and show them that, hey, last year was a one-time thing. We're coming back, and we're going to have a new fire under us this season.
Well, the amount of injuries that this FC Tulsa staff and team as a whole have had to deal with this year is unprecedented. They don't publish injury reports, and so it might fly under the radar a little bit, but it has just been one after the other, really from the beginning of the season, and they've fought through it, and I think that maybe is as good of an indicator as any of the overall health of your organization to achieve the success that you're going after. Is when that adversity hits, can you still keep your head above water long enough to just kind of stay in the race? And they've done more than that.
Well, Luke Spencer has emphasized the next man up mentality and being prepared for when your number is called. And so far there's been a lot of numbers called this season, so everybody's had to be ready. You're never too far away from playing time, so just being loose out on the pitch on a game day, being ready to go at any moment, and then in training, giving it 110% effort, trying to make sure that Coach Spencer knows that you're an option when it comes to game days and situations where you may be needed.
Excellent first touch down the line, and onside is Stauffer. Deflected, and the veteran keeper, Vitiello, does a great job there to tightrope the byline and keep that ball inbounds. Yeah, a lot of numbers called, a lot of phone numbers called as well to acquire new players to help out in the meantime. Players like Ordonez and Sangwa, who are in the starting 11 tonight.
Yeah, and it's interesting to see how this team has adjusted to those new faces. And so quickly, those two into the starting 11, making an impact in every single match. And if they can continue on this track, you can imagine that when FC Tulsa's fully healthy again, it's going to be dangerous.
Yes. It was mentioned this week that Boubacar Diallo and Marcos Serrato both are getting a little bit closer to being back.
Well, the one that truly hurts, Josh, is Owen Dom, who was able to return in the Pittsburgh match in the 74th minute, and then this week in training, re-injured and expected to miss some more time. But I know that's a player that FC Tulsa fans love, his work ethic, love his energy that he brings out on the pitch. Hard-working player, and to see that happen right after getting back, that's frustrating for sure.
Yeah, especially they had been without Harvey St. Clair as well, who had been kind of a dominant force on the opposite wing there. Onside here. Ordonez, nope. Now the flag goes up. Tonight's match presented by Bank of Oklahoma. Long live your money. Fans, don't forget the USL Championship and League One are on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Golazo Network and ESPN Plus. Go to uslchampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. Deflected out by Lucas Stauffer. And a throw in here for Jack Kerr and company. And so at night's end, if there's a winner here in this match, then one of these two will find themselves in that top four in a position to host a playoff match. Still a lot of regular season left. But it would be a great place to be in, and it would be even more so advantageous for Sacramento because a win tonight for them would clinch the season series. Keep in mind, these two teams will match up right here again on October 3rd.
Yeah, obviously still so much time that the playoff picture isn't solidified by any means, but can kind of start to get an idea for how it may look, and you can start to feel more confident in your squad if you see yourself in that top 4. And that's where FC Tulsa envisions themselves finishing this season, and it starts with picking up a win here tonight.
Orange County SC still atop the West with 34 points, 31 for San Antonio. And then New Mexico United has crept up into that 3rd spot, 1 point ahead of these two teams. And that's with only 15 matches played. These two have played 16, and then those two atop the standings have each played 18. And New Mexico United is the team that has really captured the attention of all of those in the West.
Well, what gets a little frightening is the upcoming schedule.
Deflection there, but back into the safekeeping of Jacoman.
You've got New Mexico United on August 15th on the road. Orange County SC following that one August 22nd on the road. And then San Antonio on the road September 5th. So 3 out of your next 6 matches, 5 matches if my math is correct actually, are going to be against those top teams. So you're really going to have to earn it over this next couple of weeks.
And keeping in mind the logjam that has been kind of the middle of the West all year, but as it stands right now, 6 points separate spots 3 through 11. That's 2 results, folks.
Yeah, this Western Conference is no joke. I mean, top to bottom, so many talented teams. It really, like I said earlier, the playoff picture, it's not solidified by any means. So anyone from 3 to 11 could very easily make a quick climb and really rush to the top. So FC Tulsa has to make sure that games like tonight, games like those Orange County, New Mexico, and San Antonio matches, that they're bringing 110% effort.
Batista, deflected ball to Vitiello. The veteran leads his man, Lee Desmond, out into space on the far side. Foul against FC Tulsa, and this will come the other way. You can get a great rate with Tinker Federal Credit Union on a car, truck, boat, RV, or motorcycle loan, plus refinance your auto loan from another institution with TFCU, and you could get a rate reduction or cash back. Visit tinkerfcu.org or a TFCU branch location for more details and to become a member with one of the nation's leading not-for-profit credit unions. Good shielding there by Dorsey to keep possession. Strong play by the striker. Sparks has the overlapping run, and that's where he'll play it to Sangwa. Stauffer smartly plays it back. Batista trying to slot one through on the ground, and the referee saying nope, not in that position. As Kucheski went down, there was a little bit of contact, but with your back turned to goal and just inside of the edge of the box, you're not going to get that call.
I think the FC Tulsa fans are probably going to be more upset because a very similar call was made just a few moments ago against FC Tulsa, against Kucheski. And now here with Kucheski in the box, same play, same 2 guys intertwined, and now the call isn't made simply based on where it is on the pitch.
I think the important thing there, too, we see on the replay, great shot by our crew. There was no contact in the lower body area. Yeah, there was a little bit of hands to the back, which is kind of normal, but when there's no contact with the feet or the legs, it makes it a little bit, I think, easier to swallow if you're on the home side of this.
Well, I agree that it probably is the right call to make no call in that situation. It's, like you said, back to goal, so far away, going straight down with minimal contact. I don't like a call being made there. But earlier, like I said, a similar foul, you could argue maybe didn't deserve a whistle. So
yes.
I think that's maybe where the frustration could be found.
And that's a great point. Out swinging toward the penalty spot, headed away. Kucheski serves it back in. That headed up by the captain, Sissoko. but well over the bar and out for a goal kick. If you can't watch the match, turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access on Tuesday nights. Plus, hear live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app. Josh Haley and Dylan Rivera here with you on a Wednesday night tilt between two of the dominant teams from the Western Conference a year ago, and both trying to find their way back up to be able to challenge for a conference title. Two and a half months remain in the regular season. In the long and grueling USL Championship play. Had the league-wide mental health break a week long for these two teams thanks to that July 4th rainout here in Tulsa. It made for a long stretch with very little activity going on for either side.
And at the conclusion of that evening, when everybody was filing out of the stadium, we walked out next to some of the players, and I said, "Were you guys ready to play? Did you want to play tonight?" And every single one of them said, "Yes, we were ready to go." So I think the players probably felt juiced up, and especially when you walk out there, you feel those moments of energy when you see the crowd, you hear the fireworks with the Star-Spangled Banner, especially on July 4th. You've got to be feeling it. You've got to be just energized like the Energizer Bunny, and then suddenly you're sent back to the locker room, and it's all over, and you've got to come back another night to play this match. Those guys were ready to go. They wanted that match, and tonight getting to play it out just a few weeks later.
Where does all that adrenaline go? You can't just store it up and let it exit your body naturally, right? You got to maybe play a game of hacky sack or something in the locker room to get that out. There's competitive fires that are burning.
You got to play something down in the locker room and keep yourself also mentally stimulated, because if you start to sit down and relax for too long, you're definitely going to feel it once, maybe if the game does pick up, when you get back out there.
Sparks to chase this down. Bailey Sparks trying to turn the corner, and he gets whistled for a foul. Crowd and Bailey Sparks not happy with that call.
And all three times that there's been a little bit of a questionable call involved, Chrysostomo's been in the midst of it for Sacramento Republic. He's an intelligent player and one that can be a little bit tricky to try to handle, whether that be offensively or defensively. And so far he has frustrated a few players on this FC Tulsa side.
FC Tulsa trying to time the runs. This will be a big switch of the field. Stoffer does well there to just force Jack Gurr to take a difficult touch and earns a throw in for the home side.
We've seen that a number of times already here in this match, where FC Tulsa has had to play a ball in over the top from middle third into this attacking third. And a couple of times have been flagged for offsides, or in this situation it goes out over the touchline. But just skipping a couple of lines as they try to get there.
Boy, that is a very creative play, and you have to admire it from Giorgio Kacheski. Beat one man, took a touch, and then had to go from outside of the box, just over the bar.
On this FC Tulsa group, Kacheski's really more looked at as the defensive midfielder, but here showing what he can do with the ball at his feet, finding the space and striking it well, just a bit too high.
A barrage of headers, and when the dust settles, it's a throw-in for Sacramento Republic after the long goal kick from the veteran Danny Vitiello. If you're building a Mount Rushmore of goalkeepers from USL, you've got one on either side tonight. Alex Tambakis, the veteran, who is suited up. He's been banged up a little bit lately, but is in uniform tonight and available if FC Tulsa needs him. He and Danny Vitiello have kind of gone back and forth on the career shutouts record for USL Championship play, and with that one on Jacksonville in their last match, Vitiello retook the sole lead over Tambakis. Now 63 regular season shutouts for the Sacramento keeper, Danny Vitiello.
And I think for FC Tulsa, obviously Tambakis would make for, like I said in the last time around, a Hollywood matchup between these two goalkeepers. But Jacoman has been really stout in this stretch of games that he's gotten to start. And so I think there's a level of comfortability having two talented keepers like Tambakis and Jacoman that when a guy like Tambakis is out, you're comfortable enough to say Jacoman's got it, we're not worried about it. And so far for FC Tulsa, he's stood up to the task.
Without a doubt. Well, that's good work there by Jamie Weber to earn FC Tulsa's first Katrina Freshmax corner kick of the match. Weber, who's got an assist in 5 of his last 7 matches overall, and a point in 7 of the last 10 matches across all competitions. Low in swinging, headed out, and hit first time. Good luck getting that through the crowd of people. Looking to counter here. Good head of steam from Malongo. Good job by the home side to connect passes here. Now Sparks for Sangwa, who runs on. Good turn in the box. Ordonez deflected away. Low cross in. Sparks trying to get something on it. No. Ordonez. Touch. Shot deflected.
You like to see the chances that have been created here by FC Tulsa early. Talked about being aggressive and creating those opportunities here. It's going to be crucial against this Sacramento Republic defense. And for Ordonez there in front of goal, a couple of opportunities where he had the window and it just closed down quickly. And one moment where I thought he was going to get a shot off and maybe just didn't have his footing right, had to reset and take an extra touch, and defender closes down, shuts that window again. So it's tough to score on this Sacramento defense. We've been saying it all night, but FC Tulsa doing a good job so far of at least getting up there and testing this back line.
Weber disrupted in the midfield, and this will draw the match's first booking. A Lacourse Law yellow card issued to FC Tulsa's Jamie Weber. Ascension St. John is Tulsa's first Level 1 trauma center, the highest designation a hospital can receive for trauma care. So no matter what, no matter when, we're ready. Visit ascension.org/St. John. Man down on the field is Mark Anthony Kay, the veteran 31-year-old who's played in a World Cup, lots of MLS experience, and now back up to his feet.
You could see the frustration from Jamie Weber. I mean, he absolutely took a foul here to Kay because he was, I think, just tired of how this has been going from an officiating standpoint. And then you can see him approach the referee and yell at him. I mean, that's just frustration. That's all that is. Lost the ball and had to let some steam out. And at the end of the day, as long as he's reserved enough in that frustration release, then you'll live with it as a manager.
Well, a hydration break on a warm summer's evening here in downtown Tulsa. It could be hotter, though. We've had quite a few days that have hit 100 as of late, but not quite to that point, although still warm enough in the mid-90s right now. And you can watch the USL Championship in Spanish on 2DN, the nation's leading Spanish-language sports network. Phoenix Rising FC take on Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC on Wednesday, August 19th at 10 p.m. Eastern. Go to uslchampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. Well, some early opportunities, Dylan, for Sacramento Republic, including a good header from Lee Desmond that was put on frame, but a layout save from Dane Jacoman to turn it away. They also had a ball played forward to the feet of Tyler Wolf, the man coming off of the hat trick, as you alluded to. And Jacoman able to make a 1v1 save at the corner of the box on him as well. FC Tulsa's done a pretty good job, though, since then, really kind of tightening things up. And there hasn't been much to speak of on the offensive side of the field for the visitors.
I think Jacoman's maybe been tested more than Vitiello has, but the back line of Sacramento has been tested more than FC Tulsa's. Those two opportunities are going to be the ones that people remember from this first half so far, because Sacramento actually got one on frame, as you had mentioned, but FC Tulsa so far has really been putting the pressure on this back line for Sacramento Republic. And I think continue to get into the attacking third and continue to find those windows, continue to find the space and be aggressive, be brave in going after the ball in pressing situations. You can imagine one is going to come eventually for this FC Tulsa squad.
Look at the total shots. Those first 15 minutes compared to since then, less than 20 minutes elapsed, and 5 for FC Tulsa.
The tides have definitely turned in FC Tulsa's favor, but this is a dangerous position here for Sacramento to have a free kick. And Memo Rodriguez, mentioned him at the top of the broadcast. He's a creator. He's a guy that can really find his teammates, even with just small areas to work with. We'll see what they come up with on the set piece.
Curled in towards frame, punched away by Jacoman. Good ball sent forward and forces just a clearance out by Blake Willie, leading to an FC Tulsa throw.
I think there was a very small thing there that would probably go missed by a lot of folks, but Luke Spencer just ran down the touchline to go get a ball and quickly give it to one of the FC Tulsa guys for the throw-in. And I think that's the sort of thing that as a player, you see that effort from your manager on the touchline, it makes you want to play even harder for him.
Indeed. Well, that was an excellent job on a diagonal run by Memo Rodriguez, understanding where that first touch could come. No one timing a run there. The shutout streak for FC Tulsa has come when they've gotten the kind of the projected starting back line intact now, with Sissoko, the captain, in the center, Ian on ball here in the right center back spot, and then Lamar Batista in the left central spot.
Yeah, those three plus the play of Jacoman in goal and Sangwa and Stauffer out wide. I mean, it's been a real team effort. You don't end up with 300 minutes without giving up a goal, without doing it as a unit. And so far, that's been the story here tonight as well. They've defended as a unit.
And in that stretch, only 2 shots on goal as well in the 3 matches. That says a lot right there. The man slow to get up is Mark Anthony Kay.
Just up there at the top of your screen, Mark Anthony Kay got over the back of Ian and went down hard. It looks like he'll carry on, but certainly frustrated with some of the things probably being said by the FC Tulsa side.
From 32,000 miles of infrastructure today to the energy innovations of tomorrow, connecting people to power and communities to their future. Williams, we make clean energy happen. Oh, Mark Anthony Kay is still feeling the effects there. And from one veteran to another, Jamie Weber saying, hey, he needs some attention out here.
It did look like that knee buckled, and at first it seemed like he was ready to carry on and maybe no more than a knock, but now back down, and he's in some pain.
That's not a pleasant sight for anybody. And you could tell right there that he was really feeling it and kind of fell into the arms of Jamie Weber, who was quick to hold him up and embrace him, and at the same time trying to signal training staff onto the field. That's the good sportsmanship you like to see, and a lot of mutual respect between two guys who are more than impactful for their team and in this league, but you hate to see that.
Yeah, I think some things are bigger than the game, and you have to take a step back and kind of assess what's going on. And if you see a guy that is unable to walk, you have to do your part just as a fellow human being and help out. And Mark Anthony Kay now on his own power is walking toward the touchline. Training staff now assisting him, but obviously we hope for the best with his situation.
We'll take any sign of positivity we can get, and the fact that he's able to put weight on it, we hope is a good sign for the midfielder who appeared in 30 matches last year for the San Jose Earthquakes in America's top level, Major League Soccer. Guy that spent his early days in the USL and found immediate success. He and FC Tulsa head coach Luke Spencer, both part of a Louisville City championship team. So there's, I'm sure, a lot of empathy there for the FC Tulsa head coach, seeing one of his former teammates in that kind of pain. The man who's going to come on will be Aaron Essel. And there's a save by Vitiello. Read and react.
It was Logan Dorsey that took the shot. Vitiello's down. The referee now waving the training staff over for the keeper. I was about to say you've got to capitalize on the fact that Sacramento was down a man, and Dorsey nearly did, but Vitiello able to get to that ball.
Well, the referee got to Vitiello very quickly. And so I don't know if he let out an audible sign of some pain or what. So they do officially make that change now for Mark Anthony Kay.
Vitiello hopped up and stretched a little bit. Give him the benefit of the doubt, maybe had a little cramp, but at the same time, I think that very likely could have been just to get the substitute in for Sacramento to go down and stop play for a moment and get your 11th man back out on the pitch.
You saying the veteran knew what he was doing there?
I think sometimes these guys who have been around, they know how to play the game.
The good ones do. The great ones, we should say, in regard to Vitiello. He's one of two that started every USL Championship match this season for Sac Republic, with Lee Desmond being the other. Kucheski, well, a good touch with the head there, but deflected out and a goal kick coming. You can get exclusive updates and offers, plus a chance to win a free Route 66 jersey by joining the FC Tulsa Text Club. Get breaking club news and exclusive deals sent straight to your phone. Visit fctulsa.com/text club and sign up today. Now the usual black and gold for the Scissortails. That's an optimistic go from near midfield, but sent out. Is always a good look, but I have to say, love these special edition Route 66 kits as well.
What a special event it was this summer to have so many classic cars rolling up and down Route 66 here. Route 66 and Oklahoma have a special connection, and I think being able to wear that across your chest here in Tulsa, it means a lot to the people here that are from here and the people that support this club.
Not only do they look great, but from a selfish standpoint, from a broadcaster perspective, they are crazy easy to read the numbers on these, which we love.
I love that I knew where you were going with that before you finished your sentence. I knew you were going to talk about the numbers.
It's the first thing we look for. Perhaps a late opportunity here. We could be in for a healthy dose of stoppage time, though, indeed. The fourth official has indicated there will be a minimum of 5 minutes of Tulsa Tech stoppage time added here in the first half.
That's Ian down in the keeper's area. The throw-in went his direction, and he took a knock to the head. And he's up and hopefully able to carry on.
Waved off just before the throw. Referee saying enough is enough.
Third
Everyone
attempt.
behave themselves.
Third attempt on the throw-in now.
Joel Songwa getting a little bit antsy over there. Well, Ian and Malongo go right back to that arm fight, jockeying for position as that curled over everyone's head. Creative touch there. Sparks does a good job to keep it in bounds. Just did. Remember, it's the entire ball that has to cross the line, but now the flag does go up from the near side AR.
Sparks is shaking his head. I think he disagrees with this call.
That's close. Hard to tell from that angle.
That's hard to tell for sure. A great effort to still make the play nonetheless and stay with it. Corner flag got in the way and almost acted as another defender, but still able to complete the pass, but all for naught.
Trying to switch the field initially in a giveaway. And Ordonez got his feet tangled up a little bit there with Desmond. Kimi Ordonez, who's celebrating his birthday today. The newest member of this FC Tulsa side.
Yeah, just incidental contact. Both guys had eyes on the ball, and Ordonez goes into the back of the team captain, and Desmond goes down, and there's the whistle.
Cleared out off a deflection for a goal kick. With soccer season here, SeatGeek, the official ticketing partner of the USL. Get all your USL tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site, SeatGeek, your ticket to great seats. Ordonez is going to get whistled again for the foul. He got into the heels of Jack Gurr, and he gets a very stern talking to and a warning there.
Ordonez has protested a couple of calls tonight. This one, again, just incidental contact. It is a foul. You are going to get the whistle there. But I think the referee in that sense was not so much saying anything about that particular foul. It was more about the number of protests that Ordonez had allotted. I think he was just saying, no more of that. Let's just move on.
Yes. Yeah, it was clear there was nothing of malicious intent there of Ordonez. He was trying to kind of hold up his stride, but as you mentioned, as far as the whistle being blown, the intent doesn't matter. A foul is a foul. One last opportunity here for Sacramento Republic, who was very active offensively in the first 15 minutes. Relatively quiet since. Long throw into the box. Sissoko heads it away. Jack Gurr drives it towards the back post. Chacoman with his hands on it and elects to give it a boot there. And that brings the first half to a close. Some 50 minutes in the first half of this one, and none the wiser. Both teams have their opportunities, but thanks to some solid goalkeeping, we're still scoreless as we reach the break. No surprise with how well these two have been defending, especially as of late.
Well, yeah, and I think that drop-down stat that we had earlier really was indicative of how this first half has gone. It started out so heavily with Sacramento Republic being in the attacking third, but then the tides turned and FC Tulsa was able to find some chances, get into their own attacking third and start to really put some pressure on Sacramento. And although you don't have any goals yet, there's been some really good play in attack, and something you can build on going into the second half, and something that going into the dressing room I'm sure Luke Spencer will talk about.
We'll have lots more to come from Tulsa. Stay with us. Scoreless at half.
My back was hurting a lot.
A lot of cricks in my neck.
Lower back completely went out.
And everything hurt all at once.
You need to go to Tulsa Spine and Rehab, see Dr. Riley.
He does an adjustment, and I feel great after.
Each patient just gets 110% attention, no matter what they're here for or how long they're here.
When I leave here, I always feel so much better.
I feel stronger than I did before.
I'm happier, I feel better.
The reason that I have to stay well.
Cada decisión importa, especialmente cuando se trata de tu familia y tu futuro. Los procesos migratorios pueden ser complicados, pero no tienes que enfrentarlos solo. En Rivas y Asociados estamos aquí para orientarte y acompañarte en cada paso del camino, porque tus sueños merecen atención y cuidado. Rivas y Asociados, empoderando inmigrantes y construyendo futuros. Llama hoy.
For most people, a job is just a job. But for skilled trades professionals, it's something more. It's a way of life. At Tulsa Welding School, we believe in the trades, the skilled trades. And we believe that being a skilled trades professional isn't just a choice. It's a badge of honor that burns bright, strong, and proud. A way of life, a badge of honor.
This is the Williams halftime report. FC Tulsa and Sac Republic scoreless after 45 minutes. Stay with us, more to come from downtown Tulsa.
¡Espectacular! ¡Hay mucha fiesta, señor Martino! ¡Hay sed de revancha, doctor! ¡Pero falta gol! ¡Estamos a esperar a un gol! ¡Hugo! ¿Hugo Sánchez? Sí, tira para adelante. ¿Qué maneja, un futbolista? ¡Llegamos por fin! ¡Ay, bendito sea el chofer, doctor! Hugo, ¿regreso a las canchas? ¿Algún consejo?
Sí, confía y cree en ti.
¡Ey! ¡Vas al norte! A donde me dé la oportunidad, pero listo para dar el paso. ¡Listo, vamos!
This is your moment.
Prinks Tires in the USL help soccer journeys everywhere to drive harder. From city playgrounds to suburban sidelines. From early mornings to late nights. From fun with friends to winner takes all. From the biggest fan to the biggest heart. And at every turn, Prinks Tires will be there for the long haul.
Pain doesn't care who you are or why you hurt, but pain can be mastered if you know the way. Fight back with Tiger Balm's legendary herbal power. Trusted for over 100 years, our proven blend of camphor, menthol, and essential oils tames pain with the strength and speed of the tiger, so that you can rise above pain and get back to living. This is the way of the tiger.
FC Tulsa is back home for Luau Night on Saturday, August 8th at 7:30 p.m. Join us as we celebrate summer and soccer with Hawaiian-themed fun and island vibes. First 1,000 fans will get a flower lit. Be a part of the world soccer excitement and catch all the goals and electric energy of your own pro soccer team. Plus, meet the players after the game and get your gear signed. Cheer on your squad and enjoy the best live sports in the city. Get tickets from $16 at fctulsa.com.
Back at halftime, scoreless between FC Tulsa and Sacramento Republic FC. Let's take a look at what's happening elsewhere around the league. Not much going on this evening to speak of. Just one match, El Paso Locomotive and Monterey Bay FC scoreless still in the first half, but there are some massive matches this weekend, including teams in the top 4 of the East and West dueling it out. That Louisville City-San Antonio matchup will be a good one. And then you have your 2 conference leaders, Orange County taking on Tampa Bay. All of that going on Saturday night. But as we look at the standings from the Western Conference, big emphasis on this match here tonight, Dylan, between these two especially.
Yeah, we had talked about it, how crucial this is for the rest of this season and for the postseason, because FC Tulsa has to face all 4 of those top teams, Sacramento here tonight, but then again later this season, and then the other top 3 here within the next few weeks. So it's going to be a gauntlet over this next stretch. This is close to a must-win. I wouldn't call it one for, just for different reasons, but it's about as close as you can get to a must-win.
Indeed, yeah. Not only facing those teams ahead of them in the West, but they've got Detroit City, who's top 3 in the East, coming in here on Saturday night as well. So the road, there is no rest for the weary. That's how it looks in the Western Conference. It's time now for the USL Halftime Update. Here's Dan Lucas.
It is time for the USL Halftime Update in the championship. Dan Lucas inside the USL studio with the headlines. The Tampa Bay Rowdies staged their improbable 5-4 comeback victory over Louisville City last weekend, with all 5 goals happening in the second half. Now, believe it or not, that's the 3rd time the Rowdies have pulled off that feat since joining USL, the most in championship history. Orange County SC made its grand return to Championship Stadium with a 2-0 win over El Paso Locomotive, its first league match at home since late April before the World Cup began. OC played 9 consecutive league games away from home, including a neutral site home match, winding up on top of the table in the Western Conference. On Wednesday the 12th, it's the Prinks Tires USL Cup quarterfinals. USL will perform its test run of football video support, allowing coaches 2 requests for video review of 4 areas: goal or no goal, penalty or no penalty, direct red card, and mistaken identity of a yellow or red card. Upcoming national spotlight games, all on CBS Sports Network. Omaha hosts Richmond on the 16th, Phoenix Rising in Colorado Springs on the 19th. That game is also on 2DN. And then Orange County FC Tulsa on the 22nd. This is the USL Halftime Update. Let's get you back out to your match.
Drive your career forward at the all-new Bill Knight Ford Pro Elite Commercial Sales and Service Center in Tulsa.
When I come home, it's like I feel like I'm in my dream home. I've been doing a little research on HELOCs, and I went to Oklahoma Central Credit Union. They were wonderful. We've added pretty much a new addition to our house. We didn't even have to pay the closing cost. They paid it for us. So I've been with Oklahoma Central for quite a while. I'm not going anywhere else.
What does it take to safely transport 1/3 of America's natural gas? To meet the ever-growing energy demands of revolutionary technologies, to cleanly, reliably, and affordably power the world, it takes experience. 117 years worth. Experience that helps society move towards brave new horizons in technology and innovation that continues powering the future of our nation and the globe. Experience powers us.
Today's match is brought to you by Bank of Oklahoma, your local full-service bank. And by Williams, we make clean energy happen. And Ascension St. John. Illness and injuries don't wait, neither do we. Ascension St. John has got you covered. Visit us at ascension.org/St. John. Well, time now to take a look at our highlights from the first half. Although scoreless, there were plenty of high-intensity moments, Dylan.
Yeah, I mean, it started off with Sacramento really having the upper hand. This shot on goal from across from the right side to the left, and Jacoman had to fully stretch out to punch it away. And then that second shot from Sacramento Republic came from Tyler Wolf, and he's been in great form. So anytime he's in front of goal, you're worried he could be very lethal there. And then things changed, and FC Tulsa got out on the front foot, and Kocheski had this shot attempt that just went over the crossbar by no more than a few inches. But things were physical all throughout this first half, and Weber, maybe those frustrations got the better of him there in that moment, but at least winning the physical battle, that was one of those keys to the game. And then with the 11-10 outmanning Sacramento there, nearly got the goal from Logan Dorsey, but Vitiello on top of it.
Yeah, that might have been the very best chance that FC Tulsa had. As we take a look at our first half stats, brought to you by Bill Knight Ford. And 4 of those 5 shots for Sacramento Republic coming in the first 15 minutes.
Yeah, what I'm looking at here is the possession total. We had talked about prior to this match that FC Tulsa doesn't often win the possession battle. They're usually a counter-attacking team that will try to turn you over quickly and take off. But possessing the ball for 54% of this first half, you like to see what they can do on ball and what they can do with the ball at their feet and trying to attack. And so far, the numbers don't show a great first half, but I think that FC Tulsa has been pretty sharp in the middle third and the attacking third, so just got to clean up some little things here and there. I'd like to see them attack the wide areas a little bit more because it seems like they've been successful getting those crosses in. Just got to put them in the right spot. Too many of them have gone soaring over everyone's head. And then be patient on ball. That's one of the keys to this game. If they can continue to be patient on ball in the midfield, I think they can really start to open this game up.
Let's take a look at the USL Team of the Week for Week 22. And Sacramento Republic leading the way with 3 selections on there. You had Lee Desmond, who's been solid in the back line all year long. And then, how about the hat tricks? Memo Rodriguez, a hat trick of assists, and Tyler Wolf with the hat trick in that win over Jacksonville. And, of course, FC Tulsa's Jamie Weber named to the bench squad for the USL Team of the Week for yet another assist in the lone goal of the championship rematch from a year ago, the 1-0 victory last Wednesday night at Pittsburgh.
I think no surprises there all the way across the lineup. Those Sacramento Republic guys absolutely deserve to be guys in the Team of the Week, and I think Jamie Weber absolutely deserved a mention. So I think this is just about as perfect as it gets from the USL. They shaped it up nicely.
I don't know what's more impressive, the fact that they had a hat trick of goal and assist in the same match, or the fact that Rodriguez's 3 assists came in a 5-minute stretch of time, from the 38th to the 43rd minute, 3 assists. That's remarkable.
Yeah, and he's on a really good stretch right now. He's got 4 assists on the season, obviously 3 from that one match, but then another one within this last 6-match stretch for Memo Rodriguez. So 4 assists in the last 6 matches. Obviously, you're doing something right. And he is a real artist with the ball that you can't give any space to. And so far tonight, FC Tulsa has done a good job of keeping him contained.
Sacramento Republic making a couple of changes here at halftime. Kyle Edwards, who is the team's goals leader with 5 on the year, he'll make his 12th appearance. That's right, 12th appearance off of the bench in USL Championship play. So Kyle Edwards on at the break, and that's now 3 changes made for Sacramento Republic. Mael Malongo coming out of the match. They also bring on Tim Leibold, who will make just his 2nd appearance in championship play.
I think these are some substitutions that clearly indicate that Sacramento wants to get more offensive here in this second half, and they're going to have to take care of the ball in the attacking third to do that, really in the middle third, because FC Tulsa's been able to close down spaces pretty quickly, and if they can start to muster up some offense, maybe they'll feel a little bit more confident they can come away with 3 points in this one. But as of right now, I think FC Tulsa has the upper hand, and Sacramento Republic's making those adjustments to try to counteract that.
Sharp first touches there to stay in possession. Here's a ball hit first time that Edwards gets a head on, but nobody there on the receiving end, and a throw in for FC Tulsa, who has yet to make a change tonight. Plenty of options, though, on that bench for head coach Luke Spencer.
Yeah, I think that goes back to that next man up mentality that he emphasizes. So many different guys that you can plug and play with this team, and you don't really lose a step no matter how you mix and match these guys. And with so many new faces as well, so many just trying to get their feet under them like Ordonez here.
Solid tackle just outside of the box by Chris Ostomo. Weber has it poked away, but a throw in coming for FC Tulsa. Lucas Stoffer has been able to play on both wingback positions for the Scissor Tails this year. Headed and then cleared away. Every decision matters, especially when it comes to your family. Rivas and Associates are here to guide you and support you every step of the way. Rivas and Associates, empowering immigrants and building futures. You hear coaches talk about all the time the importance of the opening minutes in each half of play. And even if you don't find the back of the net, important for both sides here to kind of set a tone early on.
We saw in those first few minutes that Sacramento had gotten those chances in the first half, but what I liked was that FC Tulsa came out and set a tone physically, and that was one of those keys to the game as well.
Good ball by Bailey Sparks. Dorsey hits it across the face of the six, and just a bit too far out in front of Kimi Ordonez. Wouldn't it be something for him to find the back of the net for the first time for FC Tulsa on his birthday here this evening?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's the present he wants most. Maybe a win just a little bit more, but a goal would come second. Definitely
There's a lot of buzz around the home crowd after the signing of Ordonez. In the box, chipped up by Sparks and headed away by Memo Rodriguez. Good first touch by Sangwa, and just at the last second did cross the byline before getting that cross in, although out anyways.
Still, Josh, I know they come up empty-handed there and just moments ago from the corner, but I like the way that FC Tulsa's attacking from those wide areas. I think they look really sharp from there. They've just got to place those crosses a little better. There's moments where it looks like there's something to be finished off, but just maybe the ball goes too high, or you saw the cross in from Dorsey to Ordonez and it was just too far out in front. If you can place those passes a little better and be more cerebral with that, you're going to be able to have those opportunities in front of goal.
One in the air by the captain, Sissoko. Good job to bide some time. Opened up things for Sangwa a little bit more. That was Jamie Weber on the pass. Now Kacheski looking for a big switch. Stauffer got run over a little bit there on the play. No whistle, as the throw-in belongs to FC Tulsa anyway. Jack Gurr came in, holding the back line. It's been nearly 4 weeks since the last loss for each of these two teams, going back to USL Cup play on July 11th. Last loss in USL Championship play, June 20th for both sides. Aaron Essel fires it back. Driven in towards back post. Somehow, Lee Desmond got ahead to it, redirected towards goal, and a big throw there. It's more than 40 yards in the air from Dane Jacoman, the FC Tulsa keeper, with the arm.
He didn't waste time either. Clearly wanted to get out on the counterattack as quickly as possible. Knew they had Dorsey up ahead and just fired one out to him, and looked a bit like Patrick Mahomes or somebody trying to fire it through a small gap there.
Player down is Ian for FC Tulsa, holding his face. And that, a chip attempt on the top of the net. That's the type of player Kyle Edwards is. A nose for the goal. 5 goals this year to lead the team. A super sub, if you will. Came in at halftime. And he's always thinking on the touch, regardless of where he's at. How can I plant this in the back of the net? And nearly did there.
Well, if you remember that first time around this season against Sacramento Republic, Kyle Edwards scored in the second half. And he is lethal in front of goal, able to put it in the bottom corner out of the reach of the goalkeeper for FC Tulsa in that match. And obviously, like you said, nose for goal. He's got his eyes on the back of the net at all times. And you give him just a sliver of space, he'll let it fly.
Yeah, that was the nail in the coffin in that season opener. 83rd minute goal from Edwards. That select soccer ball out for a throw-in. Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. From the grassroots to the pros, Select is there every step of the way. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. Lamar Batista. Good job to find feet in the corner. Chip towards back post. Vitiello coming in to receive it.
I wonder if that was the best choice. It looked like Ordonez wanted the ball just feet in front of him and decided to play that ball over the top, which a long ball like that is going to give the keeper time to get off his line, and especially a veteran keeper like Vitiello, he's going to come up and make that play.
Bailey Sparks. It's whistled for the foul there.
This would have been one of my second talking points for this second half, is making sure that the official doesn't have to use his whistle as much here in the second 45. Not only so many fouls from FC Tulsa in that first half, but a couple of offsides, yellow card for Jamie Weber, and Ordonez was warned. This time FC Tulsa on the receiving end of the foul. But trying to keep your emotions in check with the way that this match is being officiated. You know it's being officiated tight. You know the little ticky-tack stuff. It's going to get called here tonight. Don't let that weigh on how you play. You've got to continue to keep a level head and not lose your cool in this match, especially as it starts to get closer and closer to those final minutes, and you're still scoreless and deadlocked with this Sacramento squad. Got to keep your head about you and got to play smart through the rest of this match.
The ball pushed into a little bit of space. Referee saying no foul there. In stride, coming forward, Jack Gurr. Batista forces him to turn it back. And now curled in on one hop to Dane Jacoman.
That was a wonderful touch from Kimi, though. I thought he was onside, and I thought that was a spectacular touch to keep the play alive, but the AR disagreed.
Essel swings it wide. Rodriguez chipping over the top. Good ball. Extra touch. Sissoko there to deflect it out. But a corner kick coming for Sacramento Republic.
I've heard you say this before, Josh. Sissoko plays with such a fire and such energy that when he makes a big play, he makes sure that the crowd knows it. And this is one of those big plays, getting the deflection and then the extra clearance up into the stands, firing up the home stands.
Referee going to try to get out in front of the pushing and shoving here early. Ahead of the corner from Rodriguez. Well, not the first time on a set piece that the referee has had to get involved and tell everybody to kind of respectfully but assertively cut it out.
You can't prevent the pushing and the shoving in the keeper's area, but you can try to limit it as the official, and I think that's all he's trying to do.
Ian heads it off near post. Stoffer's attempted clearance is blocked. Rodriguez, crisp touch to Willie. That stayed in bounds, ahead of steam going forward. Oh, Bailey Sparks, he had a run one-on-one, and he was screaming for that. He wanted it. He wanted Jacoman to just send it. Good win in the midfield by Gurr. Has it into the corner. And Lamar Batista showing one of the reasons why he's one of the league's best.
We talked about the strength in this group as a back line. Ian, Sissoko, and Batista, having them all healthy, you see what it produces. And just in this last few minutes, it's a microcosm of it. Sissoko making a big play moments ago, and now Batista coming up big. You can imagine that these three guys, if they can all stay healthy and continue on throughout this season as a real, I would say pairing, but there's three of them. I mean, you can imagine what they can accomplish. I feel like we also should mention it's a big night for Lamar Batista. This is his 150th appearance in the USL.
Extremely reliable. He's been there all year long for FC Tulsa. A key cog in last year's Western Conference Championship run. FC Tulsa preparing to make their first change of the match. The change for FC Tulsa, Stefan Lukic coming onto the field. He'll replace Bailey Sparks.
Stefan Lukic, no stranger to this situation. Often comes in as a substitute and is often very effective in as a substitute. So we'll see if he can create some opportunities for FC Tulsa in attack here late in the second half.
Made his return to the field on July 18th after a 3-month absence due to a lower leg injury. In as few as 7 months, you could be a trained welder, HVAC refrigeration technician, or electrician. Learn more at tws.edu. That's tws.edu. Ian heads it towards back post. Vitiello punching it away.
Just a one-handed punch there from Vitiello. Couldn't even get the second hand to it. Just a crowd in front of him. Makes the right play and just gets it out.
Don't forget to turn to the CBS Sports Network on Saturday, August 8th for an action-packed USL Championship Western Conference showdown. Feisty Monterey Bay FC taking on a surging New Mexico United club climbing up the standings. Catch all the action on the CBS Sports Network August 8th at 10 p.m. Eastern. Headed back by Jared Timmer into the safekeeping of Vitiello. This is the second of 3 games in 8 days for Sacramento. They'll also play at Pittsburgh on Saturday. Into the box. First time hit. Jamie Weber. He'd been all about assists for the Scissor Tails, but taking charge there. The 918 Maples goal is Jamie Weber's 3rd of the season in USL Championship competition, and it puts FC Tulsa up 1-0.
We talk so much about the way that he creates, but this time it's Stefan Lukic who creates a beautiful ball that just curls in right in stride with Jamie Weber, and he's able to get a great touch on it. Second time, puts it past Vitiello, and Jamie Weber gets to have a little party off to the side.
Yeah, you said it. Great ball in from Lukic.
When he subbed on, I said you're used to seeing him create in the second half as a substitute. That's definitely been a storyline we've followed since Lukic got here at FC Tulsa. And now here in this match, that storyline is prevalent again, coming in and creating an opportunity for somebody else to score. Lukic is a special player, and Jamie Weber with a special finish.
Got deflected, and Jacoman able to get his hands on it before going out. Second career assist for Lukic, the second-year FC Tulsa member. Well played by Sissoko.
I think for Weber, that goal may also have been a little bit of a relief against Pittsburgh. He had one that was a beautiful shot across goal, got past the keeper, hit the back post, went off the left side of the woodwork, and I think he probably felt like he should have finished it. It was no more than just a couple of inches away from being tucked into the bottom corner. And now here tonight, getting to put it through and get it into the back of the net probably was a great sigh of relief from him.
Indeed. Six of the last 10 FC Tulsa goals have involved Jamie Weber. That one by Ian, and that's certainly going to draw a booking, as Ian would have an opportunity to carry that ball forward. And the Lacourse Law yellow card issued to Blake Willie.
Ian's already been down a couple of times in this second half. He's laying his body out there on the line for this squad. That's something that, as a manager, you appreciate, and as a teammate, you appreciate to see him going after balls aggressively, and in this situation, making sure to shield and use that body well.
Ian might have gotten away with one there in coming in for that play.
I wasn't going to say it, but I was going to let you if you decided to.
The video speaks for itself. Deflection there off of Lukic. Ordonez there saying, hey, I was obstructed with. Instead, he'll go and win it back. Stauffer gets tripped up a little bit. And a good opportunity here coming for a set piece. Getting set for more changes on the FC Tulsa side, too. Bill Knight Ford Pro Elite is here from a name you've trusted for almost 2 decades, a commercial sales and service center to serve the hardworking businesses of our state. Opened this past March. Visit BillKnightFordProElite.com for details. Weber, one of the league leaders in total crosses, approaching 100 on the season. Averages over 5 crosses per match. Creating those chances, a reason why he's been one of the best in helpers this year in the Western Conference. Now Ordonez looking to turn. In the end, just gets outnumbered. So 2 changes for Luke Spencer's team here in the 73rd minute. Giordano Khalil will come on, as will Khalil El-Medkar. Kimi Ordonez will check out. FC Tulsa still winning the possession battle here tonight. And as you mentioned at halftime, that was kind of the standout statistic, as FC Tulsa has not been in the majority in possession too many times this season.
Yeah, it's not really their play style. It's typically more of a pressing style, counterattack. You want to keep the lines high and try to win the ball back in areas like this, like El-Medkar with the press on the back line, and try to create turnovers where you're at right now and turn them into goals like you just may right now. But FC Tulsa much more comfortable turning defense into offense rather than being a team that builds from the back and, you know, contains possession and takes their time with it. But against an opponent like Sacramento, you've got to be sharp on ball.
That's the USL Player of the Week, Kyle Edwards. Good move in the box. Jacoman had it covered, though. And that's being ruled as a corner kick. FC Tulsa screaming no way. Jacoman had a good understanding of his position. Take another look.
Yeah, it's always hard to tell from up here at our vantage point, but I can tell you after looking at that replay, that was not a corner kick for Sacramento.
They were trying to yank the ball from Jacoman, and so he just went to the ground to try to secure it. Take another look. It hit the post for sure, and maybe that was what they kind of saw. That's a hard one to judge, but maybe that's what they saw, that redirection, and maybe thought it was fingertips to post. Low curled in. FC Tulsa fans screaming, where's the offsides flag there? As that was redirected out. They thought Blake Willie was offsides. We'll take a hydration break here with just inside of 14 minutes plus stoppage to go in regulation. And Sacramento Republic will get ready to make another substitution. It'll be their 4th of the match.
It's a little bit similar here to the Pittsburgh match, just in the sense that FC Tulsa gets that first goal, and now you're faced with the decision of, do you sit back more defensive or do you continue to try to push and stay aggressive and try to go get a second goal? It's always a topsy-turvy question for coaches to have to handle on when do you try to pull the reins and say, okay, we're going to try to just play defensively and keep them out. And I don't know if Luke Spencer's the type of guy that wants to do that right now, or if he's the type of guy that says we're just going to stay aggressive and keep going. But this is sort of a decision-making point with just 14 minutes to go. Do you start to play more defensively, invite Sacramento to play, or do you say we're going to continue playing the style that's worked for us so far in these first 78 minutes?
Well, the time will tell. We do, in the meantime, have another substitution coming for Sacramento Republic. Forster Ajago will come on for Blake. Blake Willie, the man to exit. From 32,000 miles of infrastructure today to the energy innovations of tomorrow, connecting people to power and communities to their future, Williams, we make clean energy happen. Some last instructions there barked out by the head coach, Luke Spencer, second-year man. What a tremendous job he's done for FC Tulsa, the Western Conference champions a year ago. And they have been awfully stingy this year, but especially as of late. Shutouts in their last 3 matches, trying to make it 4 in a row. Dan Jacoman and company. Seven of the 10 on the field right now for Sacramento have scored at least once this year. They can get a lot of players involved. Kyle Edwards has been active since coming on as a sub for Tyler Wolf. Look for him, or at least for them to try to get him some more touches. Chipped over. Flick on touch. And out for a goal kick. last week's win at Pittsburgh in a rematch of the USL Championship from 2025. Luke Spencer talked about the strong performance. Very pleased with what they had done defensively, of course, but wanted to see growth in the attack. And getting a late goal here against one of the better teams defensively in the league has to be pleasing.
Yeah, offense has been hard to come by at times for this FC Tulsa team throughout this season, but able to find a goal against one of the better defenses in the league makes you a little more confident when you're out there, not just here tonight, but maybe over this next stretch of matches. This is something you can build off of and start to say, well, we were able to score against them, we should be able to score against anybody.
Yes. And one thing he keyed on with that point was that they needed to improve relationships in possession, and that takes a little bit of time. But the goal tonight coming off of Stefan Lukic, a man recently returned after missing 3 months due to an injury. So that's a testament to that comfortability factor. It continues to gain speed the more time that you're out there. Lukic finding Jamie Weber, who settled it in the box and able to slip one past Vitiello. The referee had eyes on that all the way and said, nope, that's a bit of an acting job. Not going to draw the whistle there.
Yeah, to your point, Josh, Luke Spencer said something just this week in a meeting with the press. He said, we're not finished, not a finished product by any means, but we're certainly progressing. And I think that kind of speaks to the mentality right now in the locker room, is not just the injuries and everything going on with players in and out due to whether they're capable of being on the field or not, but then you've also got midseason additions, midseason exits, and so many personnel changes within just the locker room that it's going to take guys some time to gel with each other. I mean, you may have a guy that just joined the squad and a guy that just came back from injury slotted in next to a guy that's been there all season, and they've got to all figure out how to make it mesh and make it work. So it may not be an overnight thing. It may take a few matches, but you're going to see some successes as long as guys are out there on the pitch.
Sacramento just 1-4-2 this year whenever their opponent scores first. This will be a throw-in for FC Tulsa.
I think right there you saw some of that disconnect. Stefan Lukic, who's just come back from injury, tries to flick it behind himself on for Sangwa, who's only been here at FC Tulsa for a few weeks. So trying to find that connection, figure out where guys like to be, where guys want the ball and how they want the ball, where their strengths are. That's something that just takes time to work out those kinks.
Trying to put some pressure on there late was El Medcar. Now a turnover.
And, with trying to get things to gel and those midseason additions, Kimi Ordonez, I love that he had mentioned that he is embracing the club identity. I mean, he said everybody's so front-footed and aggressive. It's easy to want to run and press hard when you see everyone willing to do the same thing, and everyone's so connected. And for him to see that, feel that, embrace it, and now start to put it into his own play, it really speaks to the level that FC Tulsa brings out here every single night.
Well, that's the culture that Luke Spencer and his staff have built. And if you see training sessions, how intense they are, it's a professional approach at the utmost level, and the players feel it. That sense of pride, that sense of ownership. One more change perhaps to be made for FC Tulsa. This will be their 4th of the match, and it'll be Delence Pierre coming on for Lucas Stauffer. FC Tulsa isn't headed out of town just yet. Come soak up the island vibes at FC Tulsa this Saturday, August 8th at One Oak Field. The first 1,000 fans will receive a Hawaiian lei. The action kicks off at 7:30 p.m. against Detroit City FC, one of the top in the East. Get tickets at fctulsa.com/schedule. That's another element. FC Tulsa trying to capitalize on the home matches here, as Sangwa down on that collision. And good sportsmanship, quick there to check on him. Forster, Ajago, and Tim Leibold. And Ajago still concerned. Anytime it involves the head, it's a little bit extra scary there. Sangwa back up to his feet now. But knowing that you need to get the 3 points on the home field, because for FC Tulsa, after Saturday's match against Detroit City, 6 of the next 7, Dylan, will be on the road.
Yeah, and I had mentioned those opponents that you're facing, too. It doesn't get any easier from this point forward. You have got to really make sure that when you're on your home pitch that you find 3 points, at least get a result, if nothing else, because going on the road and being on the road so much, it's going to be hard to find wins.
Vitiello able to slide in off his line and deflect that away. Slotted across. Curled back in, headed on, but of no threat, and out for a goal kick. Let's go back to that last opportunity.
Yeah, this built quickly, and Weber with a great pass through, and El Medcar, just the toes of Vitiello, able to keep it out. It felt like El Medcar was looking at a sure finish, but Vitiello, that veteran keeper, he is positioned well, and he makes himself bigger right in front of the ball. And a great stand by him. But I want to also go back to this play just made moments ago by Ian on the back line by FC Tulsa. That play is going to get lost in the shuffle, but that may have just been a goal-saving play as he slid in the keeper's area and was able to clear it out. And so late in this match, those plays become even more crucial. The tension becomes even more heightened, and the pressure starts to build.
Without a doubt. Ian again heading it back to Jacoman. The 4th official has indicated there will be a minimum of 5 minutes of Tulsa Tech stoppage time added here in the second half. Over the top, El Medcar trying to run on. Good job there to shield. Jared Timmer, the man getting the work done in the back. He's been solid across that back line for Sac Republic.
Josh, you had mentioned the road stretch coming up, but at least final regular season stretch, 3 of your last 5 here on your home pitch. And that's the kind of stretch that you want to pick up wins there as well, because if you can pick up 3 home victories right before postseason play, that's the kind of stuff that can really get you going as you spurn off into the postseason.
Now, those are the kind of moments you want, and you come down the closing stages of the regular season, is just to hold your own fate in your hands. And so for FC Tulsa to play those first 3 on the road against the teams that are currently 1, 2, 3 in the West, the opportunity is in your hands. Lukic, that one soared straight up. Now Delence-Pierre trying to carry it into space. Anticipation tackle there by Essel. Just got a piece of the ball to keep it as a clean play, but a throw in for the home side. Just over 2 minutes gone of stoppage time. Still might be a couple of more opportunities that FC Tulsa will have to try to fend off to bag this victory and try to even up the season series. And remember, they'll play again in this stadium on October 3rd. Yellow card issued to Kucheski for FC Tulsa. Of course, yellow card, the second of the match to the home side.
I think that actually was at Delence-Pierre. He had stood in front of the ball right before the free kick and tried to waste some time, the official not having it.
Indeed, yes, Delence-Pierre. Ian climbs the ladder to head it away. To the feet of Edwards. Dangerous ball into the box. That hit first time, and that had some pace to it, but Delence-Pierre got a foot to it. Now crossed over. Ian heads it away. Jamie Weber with a touch. He'll look to carry down into the corner, perhaps. Now turns. As his defender went down, here's Lukic. Stefan Lukic. And that out for Katrina Freshmack's corner kick. And FC Tulsa can burn some more valuable time off the clock.
It may not matter in the grand scheme of things if FC Tulsa holds on here, but Lukic has got to find a way to get that ball to El Medkar. El Medkar was completely unmanned. Had a one-on-one with the keeper. It would have been a sitter for him, but he was unable to find him and just kept the ball at his own boots and ended up obviously getting a corner kick out of it, but that could have been the game, the one to seal it and been the cherry on top.
LaCourse Law yellow card issued to Sacramento head coach Neil Collins. Sacramento's got to get forward quickly, and they know it. Taken away. Perhaps last opportunity here. Lee Desmond carrying it up. Chrysostomo. Lost his footing on the ball, taken away. El Medkar with it, and that's it. FC Tulsa getting revenge some 5 months after the season opening loss. 1-0 hard-fought battle here tonight on the home field against a very good Sacramento Republic team. Evens up the season series, and it'll set up a great one on October 3rd, but not to overshadow a full 90 minutes put together tonight by Luke Spencer's team.
hard-fought win may be an understatement. It was a slugfest here tonight. It was physical top to bottom, both of these two sides all over the field in terms of the calls that were made, in terms of the speed of the game going from one end to the other. It was just breakneck. I mean, this is the type of match that you get home and you are just exhausted when you get in bed. You are ready for this night to end. And I'm sure with a win, it makes it much easier to go home with the ice packs on your knees or whatever it takes. But obviously a lot of emotions out there on the field as these guys get a win on their home pitch, which always means a little bit more.
Let's take a look at our final stats tonight, brought to you by Bill Knight Ford. Dylan, what stands out to you?
Well, the possession numbers that we had mentioned at halftime obviously swung the other way, but you saw FC Tulsa get more defensive there late in the game. The shot numbers pretty similar, 8 to 9 in terms of shots, and then shots on target, 3 to 4. So nothing really shocking there. That's about how this game shaped out, but the one that matters is up there at the top. Goals, 1 for FC Tulsa, none for Sacramento Republican. It really was just a hard-fought battle for FC Tulsa and able to get that one finish and lift themselves over this tough Sacramento squad.
4th consecutive clean sheet for FC Tulsa and Dane Jacoman. Let's take a look at our highlights and maybe the best opportunities for the visitors coming in the early going.
Yeah, they came out of the gates looking for opportunities to score, and this one nearly got through, but Jacoman had a full stretch, was able to knock it away, and then Malongo on that second ball nearly had an opportunity as well, but Kucheski came back the other way as things started to shift FC Tulsa's way. And I mentioned the physicality. There it is, Jamie Weber getting a yellow card in the first half, and he was letting the referee hear it as well. But so many different players got involved in the attack. There was the goal scorer in the last match, Logan Dorsey, who had maybe the best chance in the first half for FC Tulsa. But the defense is always going to be a storyline with this squad. The Scissor Tails make a lot of big plays on that end of the pitch and able to keep Sacramento off the scoreboard. But this is the one that obviously, like I said, lifts FC Tulsa, the one that really matters. Stefan Lukic to Jamie Weber. And Jamie Weber, I told you, I'm a Tottenham follower. That was a Richarlison celebration, by the way. The Brazilian getting a little shout out here in Tulsa. And Sacramento then put their foot down on the gas. Obviously going down by 1 goal, you want to try to even things up. You want to try to get back into it, and kept going after it. Kyle Edwards put one on the front post that was awfully close, but still FC Tulsa able to hold them out. And I did a quick Google search at halftime. If my math and my Google search is correct, we're looking at 600 hours now of no goals allowed by FC Tulsa.
Well, that's the way to do it. Another clean sheet and another victory here tonight. And now 25 points in the West as they move ahead. 29 points moving ahead of Sacramento Republic. And now a 4th shutout in a row. Returning the favor to Sacramento Republic from the season opener. Now joined by the head coach, Luke Spencer. And, Coach, your team continues to defend like nobody else in the league. 4 consecutive shutouts, and then you're able to find the game winner in the second half. Just take us through the emotions of this one.
Yeah, I think it was a hard-fought win. I thought both teams competed well. Proud of the guys and their effort defensively, again, to get another clean sheet. Scored a really good goal, good quality on the finish. Disappointed we didn't get the second because I thought we had opportunities, but we'll take the win.
Coach, you get Stefan Lukic out there, and very quickly he makes an impact on the game with that pass. Just how much does he impact the game in attack when he's able to be out there on the pitch?
Yeah, I think his quality speaks for itself. I think immediately he was able to make a play for us, and that's what we've been missing with him being out. So it's nice that he's back, and he's also improving in his fitness. So we're looking forward to getting the best version of him as we move along here.
Coach, thanks for the time as always. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
That's the head coach, Luke Spencer. FC Tulsa 1-0. The final score over Sacramento Republic FC. We'll take a timeout and be back for more after this from One Oak Field.
Craving Southern fried chicken? At Waldo's, we make it from scratch and fry it to perfection. Load up on home-style sides or fresh, handcrafted salads. Grab your crew and get your fix at Waldo's Chicken and Beer.
You can feel it. In steady hands, in quiet rooms, in every "you're going to be okay." A beat shaped by 100 years of showing up in heart, brain, and trauma care. A place where advanced medicine meets the human heart. Because care isn't just a calling here. It's a promise we've kept for generations. Then, now, always. Ascension St. John.
When the guest list grows, call Waldo's Chicken and Beer to cater. Sandwiches, sides, and fresh salads packed and ready for meetings, corporate events, and parties. From box lunches to full catering spreads, we handle the food, you take the credit.
Back from and the goal scorer, Jamie Weber. He had been in a giving mood as of late, one of the league's best assist men, and tonight he's the one who finds the back of the net for his third goal in championship play this year. Jamie Weber, your Waldo's Chicken and Beer man of the match tonight for FC Tulsa. Paying tribute there to the Tulsa faithful. They appreciate this crowd, and the crowd so too appreciates the victory. It's a little bit sweeter when it's a W.
Yeah, Jamie Weber absolutely deserves man of the match. He's been so class over the last few matches and been in such top form. You mentioned earlier on in this match the Team of the Week. He was on the bench for it, so an honorable mention essentially for Team of the Week, and he deserves it. He's been playing so well, and tonight seeing those efforts and seeing those good outings get appreciated a little bit with that moment where he's in front of goal and Stefan Lukic can set him up, and he gets that finish and able to do his dance afterward, and all smiles now with the 1-0 win.
He's not too keen on all the attention. He just wants to go out there and work his tail off, which is what he's done his entire career, but he deserves the recognition there tonight. 1-0, the final score. FC Tulsa over Sacramento Republic evens the season series at 1. These two will meet up again in this stadium on October 3rd, but a lot can happen between then in the always tough Western Conference. It was eventful and a dogfight from the start, just as expected. And when the dust settles, a 1-0 victory for FC Tulsa. So glad you could join us for this one. For our entire crew and for my partner Dylan Rivera, Josh Haley saying good night from downtown Tulsa.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.
Weber disrupted in the midfield, and this will draw the match's first booking. A lacrosse law yellow card issued to FC Tulsa's Jamie Weber. Also play at Pittsburgh on Saturday. Into the box. First time hit. Jamie Weber. Also play at Pittsburgh on Saturday. Into the box. First time hit. Jamie Weber. He'd been all about assists.